In this session on consumer protection law and policy, we will understand the need for consumer policy and the various legislative enactments in India to protect the consumers. We will also examine the various provisions of the Consumer Protection Act 2019 and how it provides a comprehensive protection to the consumers. Now, what is consumer protection? Consumer protection is a socio-economic program to be pursued by the government as well as the business. In this context, the government has a primary responsibility to protect the consumer's interests and rights. This is done through appropriate policy measures, legal structure, and administrative framework. As you are aware, both the government and business have to take care of consumer in order to ensure that there is a level playing field in the global market. The question is, why do we need to protect the consumers? With the entry of a large number of multinational companies and the growth of e-commerce, the problems faced by the consumers are much more complex today. The consumers lack knowledge and information to face the challenges of the complex market forces. As a result of this, the exploitation of the consumers is rampant, as they do not know the required information which is needed to be safe in the market. Large number of spurious and inferior quality goods are available in the market, and large number of violation of consumer rights are also taking place. Public policies essentially help consumers protect from one-sided standard contracts, exclusion of essential rights in contracts, unreasonable conditions of credit by sellers. They also ensure that marketing and sales practices provide accurate information for consumers to make informed, independent decisions. Public policies also encourage all concerned to participate in flow of accurate information on all aspects of consumer products. In India, there were large number of laws before the independence and also after independence. If we see that the consumers had various other laws that were made to ensure that the consumers are safe in the market. The Consumer Protection Act of 1986 is one of the major acts that came into operation post-independence. The 1986 Act was essentially able to protect consumers to a large extent in the world that was not globalized and it did not have information technology. The question that becomes more important is that if we have a new law, why did we not go into some of the basics that were there in the earlier law? Now, if you look at the problems that consumers are facing in a globalized market, they are much different from what they were in 1986. Therefore, in this new law that has come, that has been enacted in 2019, we find that there are a large number of new provisions. The provisions which were not there earlier, because at that time the world was not globalized, we did not have international markets, the world was not a global village, the information technology was not that much in use as it is today. E-commerce has also emerged as a basic thrust area. Therefore, in this scenario, the consumers were not able to ensure that they are protected under the Consumer Protection Act of 1986. Therefore, if we look at the whole problem that the consumers are facing today, we will see that there are a large number of issues that have been covered under this Act. So therefore, the Act of 2019 is a very important landmark that has received the presidential assent of India and was published in the official gazette on 9th August 2019. The new Act came into force partially on July 20, and rest of the provisions on July 24, 2020. For operationalizing the Act, the large number of decisions have been taken, rules and regulations have been framed. Now, if we look at the aim of Consumer Protection Act of 2019, It is to widen the ambit of consumer protection. It provides broader definition of consumers, which includes both offline and online transactions. Flexibility, that is, it provides place of filing the complaint. Today, under the new law, the consumers have flexibility. They can file the complaint either from their place of residence or the place of their work. The increase in pecuniary jurisdiction of the commissions has also taken place. Now, the district commissions, the pecuniary jurisdiction is up to 1 crore. State commissions is more than 5 crores and up to 10 crores. And the National Commission pecuniary jurisdiction is about 10 crores. Other important aspects of the new Consumer Protection Act 2019 are establishment of Central Consumer Protection Authority, CCPA, to protect consumers' rights and interests, ensure that unfair trade practices do not take place, cover misleading advertisements. These are some of the functions, the role that the Central Consumer Protection Authority will be playing. Another important aspect is to ensure that there is no delay in disposal of consumer complaints. Mediation as a means has also been involved to resolve consumer grievances. The consumers, after filing a complaint, if both the consumer and the opposite party agree, they can be referred to a mediation and they can settle their complaint and come back to the district for a commission and inform them that they have finally reached it. Other important is now the manufacturers have been made liable. So that is the concept of private product liability that we are all talking about. Therefore, in the era of globalization, e-commerce has also been included in the Act to protect the consumers. E-commerce has now been expressly defined as buying or selling of goods or services, including digital products, over digital or electronic network. Therefore, the new rules for e-commerce have also been framed, and larger number of provisions have been included to ensure that the consumer is safe in the market. This new act has a number of provisions that will provide a comprehensive protection to consumers in a globalized economy and has also simplified the process and procedures to empower them. Therefore, if we look at the law and policy, we have a large number of policies to protect the consumers. We also have a new law that is known as the Consumer Protection Act of 2019, providing a very comprehensive protection to consumers. Therefore, it is expected that the consumer will be much safe in the market.